Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, Bashem, HaKadosh. Double honors to apostles and elders of Great Millstone of all well. And Shalom to all the brothers doing the work of Syrian truth. Yeah. I'm just gonna read this. Because, Jesus. Yeah. So I got this article on The Guardian. It's funny because, like Costa Coffee, which I don't even know if that's an international company. But I know in the UK, it's like all over the UK. So one of their stores in well, let me read this first. Let me read. It's on the Guardian. It says what pressure grows on UK ministers to outlaw no jab, no job policies. So this is what HR body warns firms could face legal action if they insist staff must be fully vaccinated against C. So this is what pressure is mounting on ministers to outlaw no jab, no job policies being implemented by companies amid warnings firms could be hit by a wave of legal action due to claims of discrimination. Which, yeah, that's what do you call it? Cause they're like it's not in the law yet, and as well, yeah. For like the bigger businesses, a lot of the banks over here, there's a few. Most people are just gonna get down and do the thing. Most people kind of jumping on it, but it's like they're essentially saying illegal loopholes there, and there's people that would be like fuck this, and still do it. It's like men are doing it in the States, and there a lot of them are mandated. Like anyway, so it says well after major U.S. businesses including Google and Facebook announced plans to only allow fully vaccinated staff to to set foot in their offices due to the spread of the Delta already rampant in the UK, senior government figures on this side of the Atlantic appear relaxed about other businesses following suit. The move was welcomed by Transport Secretary Grant Shapps, who called it a good idea and said the reality was some firms would require employees to be fully vaccinated. Though he added legislation would not be passed to make it mandatory. Not yet anyway. Because it's the same with everything else that leads up. It's a matter of yet. Yet is the what's the word? Is the bit that's left out. It says what? But advice from Chartered Institute of Personnel and Development said it would be an intrusion on an employee's body and may discriminate on the basis of disability or religious or philosophical belief. Yeah, and the funny thing is, wait, December? Oh, that's December when it started, I guess. Okay, so, what do you call it? So for the rollout, yeah, it says here, this is the thing that like I find kind of hilarious, because they said including under 18s, like 70% of the whole population is meant to have got their first dose, which is kind of hilarious still. So I don't know, man. Actually, I don't even know what the percentage of the population is kids. But yeah, it's like this shit has been taken up. Yeah, has been taken up heavily. Everyone's been jumping on it, man. That's why it's kind of like whatever resistance there is as far as like in the carnal side, people in the world that aren't really jumping on it. It is not like it is not a significant amount, and that's like in most countries, man. Like a lot of people, it's like Jake, Jake in this country ain't really the ones I've spoken to. Most of them ain't jumped on it. The younger ones, but it's the women. Women have been jumping on it. But it's kind of hilarious if it's like saying 70% of people in the UK have jumped on it. Just the first shot anyway. And then it's just like yeah, it's kind of as expected. To be fair, like, but yeah, and it shows the more as it stands. That's gonna be an easy sell for most. It's gonna be easy sell. People are gonna be taken up en masse. Because it's gonna be the same like with this where it's a requirement, man. And that's why this article's funny as well. Because it's like, okay, in guidance it is more than 160,000. In guidance 2 it's more than 160,000 members. The group, which represents human resource professionals, made clear that businesses cannot forcibly maximate employees or potential employees unless legally required. So far, the government has only said care home workers in England must be fully vaccinated, with a consultation underway on whether to extend. Oh, okay, so they haven't actually extended to NHS. But yeah, I think they're doing it, but they're probably gonna extend it. As far as like, more or less all of the NHS staff I know have jumped on it, man. It's gonna be just a few holdouts, which is kind of funny. And I think the care home workers is only maybe by like I think the end of August or end of September or something is when it's actually gonna be implemented. Because if people are forced to get vaccinated in other roles, that could amount to a criminal offence against a person and claims such as assault and battery, the CIPD said. Yeah, so that's only whilst it's not legally required, because that's why like for the care home workers it don't count. So just like with the US, this I'm thinking either going more towards September. We'll see, because I think it was from September is when like the I know for clubs, but I think for like concerts, theaters, maybe cinemas, I don't even know. But for like most outdoor kind of places to go, it'll like they'll require you to have the maxxine passport. So it says the UK Equalities Watchdog, the Equality and Human Rights Commission, also urged companies not to apply blanket no jab, no job policy, saying their approaches should be proportionate, not discriminatory, and make provision for those who cannot be vaccinated by medical reasons. Further pressure came from the Advisory, Conciliation and Arbitration Service, the dispute resolution group, which said if staff did not want to get vaccinated, bosses should listen to their concerns and be sensitive towards personal situations and be aware of avoiding discrimination. Now, what I wanted to check is there a comment section on this? No, I don't think so. No, there's not. Okay. So this is what everyone meant to be in a fuss about this morning. This is anti-maxxers are boycotting Costa. It says many anti-maxxers and social media users are boycotting Costa Coffee after one of its cafes in Ireland displayed a notice stating that unvaccinated customers would not be allowed to sit inside. Now I don't know if this is actually across the board, because this the hashtag boycott Costa is trending on Twitter after a photograph of the sign was shared online along with a caption, "Photo ID also required." It's kind of hilarious, man. Like, photo ID to go to like a fucking coffee shop and sit in and have a fucking sandwich. It says what the image taken outside one of Costa's branches in the town of Killarney Island showed the notice posted clearly on the door listing a number of eating requirements. It stated that all customers over the age of 18 must provide proof of immunity against C, either through a digital C certificate, maxxine card, or proof of recovery from the virus, as well as photo ID. Yeah, so it's kind of hilarious because this is just a company basically asking for like photo ID and proof that you ain't been vaccinated just to sit in, which is actually wild because I don't even think I don't even think anyone else has actually asked that. Like, most of them, it's just you'll flash the app that says like, oh, you've got a green light or not, and that's it. So it's kind of like, I don't know what these guys are on, but it's funny because I'm thinking this is just something that the manager might have just. Oh wait. Okay, wait, hold on. So it says Costa has made clear this proof of vaccination or immunity policy falls in line with the rules set out by the Irish government. But hashtag boycott Costa continues. Blah blah blah. So yeah, that's your company's already doing this because I think I'm assuming if it's for for customers, well actually maybe it's not for. I would assume it's for staff as well. But that might only be in Ireland so far, but I believe Ireland has a separate parliament anyway. Them men are doing their own thing. So, yeah. Uh, well, you're going to see it intensify. Because anyway, they're saying, it's, what do you call it? They're saying, it's not in the lines of the law yet. But that's just yet. And that's really the only, reason it hasn't been taken over yet. Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Yeah. Uh, you know, he still knows he's got a short time. He's looking to get this thing in, and that's why it's like it's not in yet. But like all these things said, oh, we're not looking to legislate it. These, each and every time it's flipped back and be like, oh, actually no, we are gonna make this a thing. So it's it should be a surprise if in 2 weeks it's the complete opposite. But yeah, yeah, I'll leave it there. Shalom. Yeah, Shalom.